Robinhood's credit card customer service is a joke. Boy, been a long time since I've done one of these videos. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes of your time here with me on my channel. And before we begin this video, which judging by the title and judging by that opening, you know is going to be mostly negative, I do want to start out on a positive note. I love my Robinhood Gold credit card. I have been using this thing pretty much every day since I've got it, and I love the 3% cash back. I love how it's about as easy to use as the Apple Card, but it gives more rewards. It's more intuitive, in my opinion. I think it has more practicality. This card has largely replaced all the other cards I use for everything else, with a couple of exceptions, like the American Express Gold for meals and groceries. But for the most part, this card has become my go-to card for everything, and I love singing the praises for it, and I hope I continue to sing the praises for it. Unfortunately, there is a bad thing about this card, and that is the customer service that is provided behind it. And let me share the story which obviously inspired me to come back out and post on this channel again. I started noticing some issues with the Robinhood card a few days ago when a couple of my payments were returned for insufficient funds. These payments were of the $265 and $1,300 variety. Those payments I paid. They sent them back. They put, the balance back on the card, and they said there were insufficient funds to pay those, funds. However, that was a problem because there actually were sufficient funds in my spending account. There was about $2,000, which is a couple $100 more than what I had sent them to pay, but they had sent the payments back anyway, and they charged me two $40 insufficient fund return payment fees, which that's not good, but I assumed a simple email could clarify that. They could see that there was a mistake made on their end. However, before I could actually do that, guess what happened? My card was locked due to suspicious activity, and they were investigating for potentially fraudulent activity that had happened on the card. Now, there had been no major purchases made on the card. There was, I paid my pet insurance with the card, but otherwise, maybe the Regal Unlimited, but nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. These were payments that I had made before, and I was thinking, well, maybe it has something to do with the return payments. Let me reach out to them and find out what's going on. And I get an email back from Robinhood saying that there is currently an investigation, and they will let me know the results of that investigation within a few business days. At this point, I asked, well, is there anything I can provide you to speed the process along? Because, I mean, not that I need to use this card, but it is my favorite card right now. I'm not going to lie. And they said they do not need anything from me. They're doing their investigation, which is weird, because if they're investigating for fraudulent activity, you would think the first thing they would do is reach out to the card holder to ask, hey, was this activity something you did? Are you aware of this charge being made? Maybe even to say, hey, I don't know, can you confirm what your last 5 purchases were? Make sure that you are holding the card, something. I don't know what kind of investigation that involves fraud would go on without talking to the card holder. But that being said, apparently they did end the investigation today, and they re-unlocked the card and said, okay, everything's cool. There is no issue. You can continue using your card. Now, at this point, my card balance has gone back up. It still shows several $100s available on the card, but they did not apply my payments, and the money is still in my spending account. So I take the money and I apply a payment, and I get it down to $2,500 because I like to pay my credit cards on time. I like to pay off the balances. I like getting the rewards but not paying the interest. That's something that I always encourage. I don't think credit cards are evil. I think they are great. As long as you pay the balances out, then you basically are getting free money. However, And I don't know if it was because of the payment or just because something else is going on. Well, at that point, Robinhood is showing that my balance is maxed out. Like there's nothing left on the balance sheet and until I make a payment. But I just A, made a payment, and B, as you can see in that image, there's still about half of the balance left on the card. This is not a card that is anywhere near maxed out. And it's not like I need to do a $2,500 charge right now, but why is it saying it's maxed out? Like, what is going on? So at this point, it's time to call Robinhood. It's like, let's get a person on the line. So I go to the website, it gets someone to call me. And in all fairness, the person on the phone was really nice. Really, they were nice. They were friendly. They're from America. They're not from some, Middle Eastern country. It's someone who's in the United States. That always makes me feel a little better. No offense to Pakistan people or anything, but I just like to know that the people are in America when there is a sensitive topic like what's going on with my credit card. Like, I want you to be here so that you can understand how the company is working. And, well, the person listens to my complaint, says, okay, I need to talk to a couple people, puts me on hold, I wait. And he comes back and he says, okay, here's the thing. I don't know what's really going on. The card member services are a different division and they only work through email. So I'm going to create a ticket. They're going to contact you back from email. And it's like, I just did talking to them through email. I think all I got were automated responses like, yeah, someone probably read them, but they picked like the automated response. And, that's what I mean when it's like, I would prefer they be here in America. The email support for this credit card service is probably in the Middle East, and they don't want you to talk to anyone, and they're just going to give you the most bland email responses ever. The problem is, this is a credit card. This is finances. And with so many bad things happening, it would really be nice to talk to someone to find out, why are payments where there's money available being returned and then I'm being charged fees? Why am I being locked out of the account for potentially fraudulent activity that apparently does not include me in the conversation for fraudulent activity? And why, when I have a $5,000 balance and only $2,500 on the card, does it say the balance is maxed out? These are things that I think Robinhood should be providing people to help deal with, but they're not. Now, I know that the gold card is a new service, and the guy on the phone said we are going to be adding more services and communication so that people like you can better get a hold of us. But the thing is, if you're going to do something like launch a credit card, something that it's people's money at the end of the day, and some people really need that card to buy some things. Maybe there's an emergency. They can't be having the card flake out at random times, and then when they go to call, they don't have someone to talk to. What kind of company would American Express or Visa be if they did not have phone support for their card users? And I know that Robinhood is primarily a stock trading company. I understand that, and the credit card was one of their ways of branching out into a new business. And again, I love the Robinhood card. I probably wouldn't be as upset. Like if this was a card that I barely used and could care less about it, I mean, yeah, I'd still do what I could to get the thing unlocked and everything. But the bottom line is that I would be okay waiting a while. But this is my favorite card. It gets me by far the most rewards. Maybe that's an issue. Maybe they're looking at the already $1,000 or so that I've built up in cash back rewards in a very short amount of time, and they're kind of thinking, maybe we're trying to slow them down. I hope that's not the case. I hope they wouldn't do something that shady. It's just really weird how it's like they seem to be inventing new ways for me to not use this thing while providing no way for me to actually talk to someone to find out what's going on. As of the recording of this video, this has not been resolved. If there is a resolution, I will provide a update video, and if you want to see that video, make sure to comment that you'd like to see that video and subscribe and all that jazz. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one. Hey, you made it to the end. Thank you so much for making it to the end. Just a few more things. First of all, the names that you see on the screen, these are our Patreon and YouTube member supporters. And I thank each and every one of them. Their support helps me make exclusive videos for Patreon and YouTube members, as well as keep the channel running. And of course, is just of huge kindness to me. Also, don't forget to check out the iCritic-led podcast on Spotify, Apple, Google, Deezer, whatever podcasting service you listen to. It is there. We definitely want to see you there. And hey, there's also other videos that you can check out. So, check out these other channels, these other videos, especially that one. I think that's a really good one.